We're the Logans, everybody!
Hi, we're the Logans.
I'm Honor.
I'm Tayler.
And I'm Leona-Blue. And welcome to our podcast, The Logan's World, where we talk a lot of nonsense and just have a bit of fun.
Wait a minute. Actually, Leona, you talk a lot of nonsense. I share stories, interesting stories, give the audience some very interesting facts. You talk nonsense.
Well, you know what? There's a lot going on in the world right now,
Yep.
so I think that talking a bit of nonsense is okay.
Wow, wait, so we're literally like 11 seconds into this podcast and you're ganging up on me already?
But wait a minute,
That's life.
honey, you just agreed with Taylor and said that I talk nonsense.
Well, there
No.
you have it. I was on both sides.
Wow.
Anyway, talking about nonsense, I wanted to talk about things that when you were a kid, you believed.
I
So-
believed that you were a good big sister and that was a lot of nonsense.
Oh, right.
Don't
Talking
mess
about
with the
bullying.
bulls, honey, you get the horns.
Oh my god. Anyway, so I'm trying to think. My one that I believed up until I was probably, I'm not joking, maybe like 20, I thought the wing mirror
Oh.
was a wind mirror. But I thought, and it made sense
Wind
because it stuck out into the wind when you drove. So to be fair, it's actually a fair...
Now, honey, did you learn that it wasn't actually a wind mirror when you were like learning to drive by any chance? Were you sitting with an instructor going, okay, yeah, I've just fixed my wind mirror?
I feel like that was a dig at me because I
No!
can't drive.
I think you will be an excellent driver when
Thanks.
you learn.
I got 2 driving lessons paid for my birthday, and I've still, like 4 years ago, and I've still not done it, so...
We'll get there at this rate. We will get there eventually at some
Eventually, now I do know how to change gears with the wrong hand because I sit in the
Well,
passenger seat.
that's fine if you get a left-hand side drive, then it's the right hand.
point. It's progress,
I don't
honey.
think you're allowed them, right?
Now,
Yeah.
something that I believed, and I remember being so disappointed. I still kind of believe it, I'm not going to lie. I really have always believed, and especially in our old house, that when you pull back the floorboards, you had to find like treasure or the other person's memories.
I feel like that must be lots of kids. What
Yeah.
film was that in? Because it was definitely in a film. Has anybody seen this film?
I-
And they pull back the floorboards and it's money or a
I know
treasure
what
box.
it's
What?
It's in Little Vampire, and they pull it back and it's got the blood diamond.
Oh.
And that's the big
That's
thing,
what
and it
it
turns
is.
out that it was hundreds of years ago and it was in the big
That-
house and
that's
they pulled
what
the
it is.
floorboards
I
out. And they've been looking
genuinely,
for it the whole time.
yeah, I believed, and especially so our dad lays a lot of the carpets in our house and things like that. So I genuinely believed that every single time some work was getting done, there was like a hole in the wall or floorboards had been lifted. I was like, get out of the way.
I think
Get out the way,
I
there's
think that's
treasure.
something we need to do then. So next time we're getting a new
What,
floor
put
fitted,
something
take
down?
the floorboards up and put something down because
That'd
people
be
do
nice.
that.
That would
People
actually
find
be nice.
old money or old notes that were written to
Are
people.
you going to put some of your diamonds in, Leona? Is that a
Never,
suggestion?
darling. I'm just giving my diamonds away. You kidding?
I'm not giving my diamonds away to the floor.
Oh goodness.
Oh my
No one would-
goodness.
No one would appreciate them.
Now, I
good
have to
tips.
say something. We didn't have a chance as kids
How come?
because of our dad. Now, I remember going to school and telling my teacher that my dad played in Wimbledon.
Oh
No.
He told us that he sang. Where was he? He sang at
Wembley.
He sang at Wembley.
Sang at Wembley. Played
Because
at Wembley.
so my mum's a really great singer, and my dad said that he performed with my mum at Wembley.
My mum will be so mad you're telling this
But
story.
the thing is,
on
no. But the
podcast.
thing is, our mum is really modest, so she would be going, "Oh no, that never happened." But we never believed her because she's so modest. We're like, "Definitely happened." She just didn't want to say it.
The worst part is I did a school project and I remember it because I cut my dad's head out of a picture of him and the family and I got in trouble for it, but I was like, Mum, I need it because I'm doing a project on my dad. And it was the story about how he was going to play at Wimbledon, but he hurt his arm. And I remember my dad telling me that story. So it was a picture of my dad's face with like tennis rackets all around. And it was like, guys, guess what? My dad, he could have been in Wimbledon if it wasn't for that unfortunate accident.
This is giving me such Tracy Beaker vibes right now.
It went on the wall. It went on the wall, and I'm sure and I told the story like really earnestly to my teachers. I was like, no, my dad said it happened. It happened. They must have all been like, oh my god.
Taylor, maybe they really did think you were like Tracy Beaker, that you just came
Yeah.
and made up these stories.
I'm very much like Tracy Beaker, except all my cool stories are true.
To be honest, I think with all these stories that our dad told us, it's given us sort of high expectations. You know, well, if our dad could play at Wimbledon, then so
Why
could we.
Why, with no, tennis training, could we not play Wimbledon?
If my dad could be in a nasty arm-smelting accident, then I guess I could also do the same.
But my question is, what about you at home, you watching, listening? What did you believe when you were younger that just turned out to be not true, that might be funny, that might be anything, just even nice?
Now, the two of you probably believe this as well. At home, if you're watching, if you're listening, you probably believe the exact same thing. I remember being bitterly disappointed when it turns out that you couldn't go in a plane and open the window and grab some clouds.
Oh no!
I remember
To be honest, I've never thought that.
I thought it'd be like candy floss, and I remember telling my mum, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, Mum, I can't wait until I go on an aeroplane and I can open the window and I can't wait to see what the clouds are like." And I remember my mum saying, she was like, "You can't open the window in a plane," and I was like, "Yes, you can." I was like, "I saw it in Rugrats. You can do it." Mum, why are you lying to me?
I think I really lacked imagination when I was younger because there's so many things that, even from a really young age, I didn't believe.
Yeah.
So even things like Santa, I was very young, and I remember sort of every mum going, "Oh, but Santa's coming tonight, we're putting things out," and I just in my head be going, okay, Santa.
I feel like Leona was that child.
Someone came down our chimney that's been completely filled for the last 10 years, but someone magically came down it. Oh, but wait a minute, there's a magic key for the front door that's this size. Okay, can you show me how that fits in the front door?
Wait,
I wasn't having any of it.
There's a story. Do you know the story? And you can tell it, the one about nursery school and Santa.
I partially remember it, so it's better if you tell it.
Okay,
in more detail.
so
I
our granddad
remember.
used to for Christmas time you get a visit from Santa at nursery, and our granddad used to dress up as Santa. So Leona was in the year below me in nursery, so the kids all lined up in this big massive circle, and Santa would walk around as a bag full, it would be like selection boxes, I think, like chocolates, and he'd hand them out. And I remember you going absolutely mad, and you went up to Grandad, "Santa," and you were saying, "You're not Santa," and then looked at and went, "You have the same shoes as my Grandad. You're not Santa." And all the nursery teachers were like pulling you away, like, "Get away,
get out." And I was like,
I know the truth.
Leona has always been like that. She's a bit of a dream dampener. To be honest.
do you know, funnily enough, what actually made me didn't believe in Santa, and this is the most random thing, I remember there being a lot of attention around sort of SCIAF when we were younger, and we get shown lots of videos at nursery and school.
So explain what SCIAF
so
is.
SCIAF is a charity that's for starving children that are in Africa. I'm not sure what part of Africa this was, but there used to be lots of videos played to us, and I remember going, why would Santa come to our house and give us toys when there's people who don't even have food? And I remember I was really annoyed by that. I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
It's not true that people are delivering presents to our house when there's people with no food. Why would you not just bring them food? And that's sort of what triggered it for me. I was like, that's not right.
I think we had quite a few of those realisations actually as kids. But another one that seems to be a classic one was if you eat the seeds from inside the fruit, it grows inside you. And I remember though, that's one that I didn't believe, I have to say that, because I remember at school we used to get a piece of fruit in the afternoon, and it was an apple. One of the girls in the class saying to me, "Oh, if you eat the seeds in that, an apple tree will grow inside you." And I remember thinking that would be actually quite cool.
And then you were disappointed.
Do you know what I've just remembered? I have no idea what age I was, but I remember lying in bed one night and being like, thinking I told a lie. Now when I say a lie, it wasn't a lie, it was something like the most white lie ever, like, "Oh, did you put that bin out?" "Yes," but then I did it 10 minutes later or something like that. And then I remember lying in bed and feeling my nose and being like, "Oh my god, my nose is getting bigger." I remember that. And then I kept going downstairs. It was my dad who was out watching TV, and I was like, "Oh Dad, you know how I said that I took that bin out? I didn't actually at the time, and then I took it out after." And you go, okay, night Dad, love you. And I got to bed and then I feel my nose and I'd be going, "Oh my god, it's getting bigger, what did I say?" And then I'd remember all these things that I'd said that weren't right, and I kept going down and telling him.
That's the same as the if you make a face and the wind blows, it'll stay that way. Do you remember that one?
Used to tell us that one.
Oh, I remember my gran actually telling me when I was younger, so I had really curly hair, and I still to this day do not eat the crusts on my bread. And my gran used to always say, eat your crusts, it'll give you curly hair." And I remember being like, I do not want curly hair. Especially because all of my sisters, I think I'm the only person with curly hair,
You had
had
a wee bit,
but had really lovely straight hair. And I just think because we used to run about wild, so my hair was probably tuggy all the time. And when it's curly, I was just like, just give me straight hair. Just give me the straight hair.
Eat your crusts to give you curly hair.
So I was like, so if I don't eat the crust, then will my hair go straight?
The one that used to terrify me was, see, when you're a kid, especially, you end up weirdly enough eating lots of hair. Like there's always like hairs, like remember?
What?
I mean, that's when you get hair stuck.
Like
in your
hairs
mouth.
stuck in your
Yeah.
mouth. Sorry, I don't mean that.
I
Sorry, I never.
You take your hair and eat
I'd never like chop it, sprinkle it on a pizza and eat it, if that's what you're asking. No. When you're a kid,
sure?
you always end up with hair in your mouth, right? Like, and I remember someone saying that if you swallow a hair, it'll get wrapped around one of your internal organs.
Oh,
That's sick.
It's terrified me.
That's so cool.
It terrified me. I remember being so scared. Because if you like wrap a hair around like your finger, then like it stopped. Like I remember being like,
that's
oh
so
my
cruel.
goodness.
That's like the chewing gum story. Said if you swallow chewing gum, it'll stay in your stomach for was it 7 years? So I was like, well, that's definitely not true.
I believed that up to like really recently.
No, one of the other ones, our gran, I don't know what it is, our Gran Pauline, our house was kind of magical when you think about it. So she had a cellar, a basement, and there was this part in the middle that was, remember, almost like a passageway through it, but it was pitch black. There was no lights in it. I used to think it was like a magic passageway. I was convinced at some point I would be teleported somewhere.
No,
I never was.
I never thought it was magic because you and my oldest brother would use it to lock me. You would be like,
that was fun.
Go through that bit, and then you would leave through the door and lock me in, and you have no idea how terrifying that is.
Really
like
cool.
I'm not even.
We didn't lock her in. What we did is we knew she was scared of it, so we convinced her to go through. But then we'd just run away, so she'd be going through in the dark on her own.
Nah. Don't try. Oh, we never locked her. Yes, you did.
No, we didn't.
Let the record show that you and Max locked me in Gran's basement.
I don't remember.
Now thinking about it,
locked the front door. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the front was
the front always the
I
other.
meant from passing through the
No,
passage.
just the basement
Just in general. That's quite cool, actually.
I wonder if this is why Taylor does not like the dark anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like lasting scars.
Yeah.
I feel like
What have we
out
done?
of all of us, Taylor would be the one to still believe like things that you believe as kids that
Do
you
you know
work
what?
out, but Taylor would still have a part of her that believes it.
Like the truth is that I genuinely do. I get like really delighted when one of our younger sister comes along and she'll be like, oh, I think like I want this to happen, so I'm just gonna wish for it. I'm just gonna wish for it, and I'm like, yeah, me too. I'll do the same thing, but just when no one else is looking, because I'm an adult. Or she'll be like, oh, sometimes I stare at a glass and I just think I could just move that with my eyes, and I just stare at it, and I'm like, yeah, me too.
I think we've been watching too much. I did actually try and do that when we watched Matilda, and there was things where you would stare at the glass of water and you go, tip over glass.
Oh, Matilda has a lot to answer for it, actually. Well, I want to find out how much you know now. Do you still believe in the myths?
Okay.
So this is
I'm ready
we're
for
going to
this.
play a game of fact or fiction.
Can we
Okay.
do?
So-
Will we
Are
do
you
an
don't
intro?
look at ones?
don't look
Okay,
at
I'm not
me.
looking.
Right, shut your eyes. Will we do an intro song like
Right, you
fact?
go.
What we
Okay.
do?
Bum 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 bum.
That's
Taylor,
bum,
come on.
bum,
It's
bum,
Honor
bum,
and Leona
bum,
and
bum,
Taylor's
bum,
show.
bum,
It's
bum,
fact
bum,
or
bum,
fiction
bum, 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 bum.
time.
Oh, that was quite creepy.
Right, well, it was very creepy, so yeah, let's just cut that bit out.
Hello everyone
Tell
and
us-
welcome to Fact and Fiction Time. Not fact and fiction, fact or
Fact
fiction.
or fiction.
Wow.
So, don't forget to leave your comments telling us what you believed as kids, and join in and let us know how many of these you get right.
You know, I'm
So-
super highly competitive, so I'm gonna get all of these right.
Okay.
You know that.
Okay,
This is,
let's find out.
I think I'm gonna get these right, and I really hope I don't do it absolutely.
we're just telling y'all this is gonna be like a bit of fun. Oh, podcast time! I'm like ready. I've been gearing up to this. I've got my adrenaline
wait a
is
minute.
running.
I
I'm
think
gonna
whoever
win.
loses has to do something for the other person.
Get to.
Oh, no.
Go on, come on.
I know
What?
if I win, Taylor has to go to the shops for me because there's lots of food I want.
Okay, and Taylor, what if you win?
If I win, I'd like you to buy me a watermelon.
What? Okay. Anyway, right. So this is fact or fiction.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
have to tell me whether you think it's fact.
Right,
or
I'm gonna
fiction.
shut my eyes
Right.
for this. Okay.
Okay,
just gonna
number
look
one.
away.
Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Fact or fiction?
I think that's fiction.
I'm
Taylor?
also gonna go with fiction.
Why do you think that?
Because
Why would it not strike the same place twice? It could be lightning that comes 5 million years later.
I'm sure.
No, as in that, like, while there's lightning happening, that it strikes the same place twice.
Oh!
Not like in 100 years from now.
I'm going to say fiction because I think I've heard stories where people have been hit by lightning more than once.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with.
Moves, doesn't it?
I'm gonna go with fact, just because Leona said fiction.
Oh, no.
Okay. So the answer
It's
is
fact, isn't it?
fiction.
Oh!
So the myth is not only wrong, it's dangerously wrong. Lightning often strikes the same place twice, at least within a close vicinity. If you find yourself standing around outdoors during a lightning storm, there is no outdoorsman or forecaster who'd recommend you go stand where the lightning has already struck, as if you are somehow protected. So do not stay in the same place where lightning is struck.
Can we say that was just a warm-up question?
No. Now the next one's easy. If you get this wrong, well, I'm not your sister anymore. Okay, so Dolly Parton is Miley Cyrus's godmother.
True.
Fact or fiction?
Fact.
I know that's a fact.
You're both correct.
Yes.
So,
That's quite
Billy
good.
Ray, Billy Ray Cyrus and Dolly Parton first met when he toured with her after the release
I didn't know they
of his
toured
single
together.
"Achy Breaky Heart" in 1992.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't think you'd understand.
Well, that was bad.
It's
Okay.
better than our intro song. Do you know what we'll do? We'll just we'll just cut it so that sound comes on when we go, oh, let's do an intro song. Where we're going fact and fiction. Don't tell my heart.
Won't even make sense. Anyway, so next question. Bulls get angry when they see red. Fact or fiction?
So I would like to say, they don't get angry, but they are attracted to red. But I wouldn't say the word angry.
Oh, this is too difficult.
Don't look. I saw you trying to look at my screen.
Well, there's
Taylor.
not good answers.
Well,
It
to
does
be
have
honest,
the answers. Don't look.
Define angry.
Just to let you all know, Taylor is a cheat. So
Okay, this one.
if you
Taylor
see her
gets this
looking,
right, it doesn't.
please
count.
let us know, and she'll be disqualified.
Um,
So, do bulls get angry? Bulls
I'm
get
gonna
angry
say
when they
yeah
see red.
because it's the Matador things they show red to make them like worked up. So I'm gonna say fact.
Leona.
I thought they were just attracted, so I'm going to say fiction.
The answer is fiction.
Oh.
They're actually partially colourblind and can't
I'm
see the
getting
red
smoked
colour.
here, man. Come on,
So
right.
why is it they wave a red flag?
Speed this up.
They just get defensive, and when
okay.
they feel threatened, they'll charge or run away.
Right.
Right, last one then. Okay.
No, do the last one. That's not fair.
Why?
Because then Leona's won.
How?
Because she got two right.
Oh well, this is the winner then. Whoever gets it right.
I like this.
What one?
Anyone.
Wait, so,
Okay, you better get this right.
Okay.
Meghan Markle,
Uh-huh.
the Duchess of Sussex, first name is actually Rachel. True or false?
True.
I think that's a middle name. I'm going to say false.
The answer is that's fact.
Oh. Leona's gonna carry me a watermelon.
Her real name is Rachel Meghan Markle.
So I
And
thought it was Megan Rachel.
do you know
Well, you're wrong.
I didn't actually think that was true because her name in Suits is Rachel. So I thought that was like I thought you two would have gotten it
So
wrong.
does that mean I won, honey?
No.
Who
I
did
got more
win?
points.
Nah, we're
So,
going to go with
oh,
Leona Taylor.
So you have to go to the shops and buy
Oh
things, Taylor.
no,
Thank
you said last question wins.
No.
You said last question wins. See, this isn't fair.
So anyway, all of you at
Taylor's
home
such a bad
can
loser.
let us know how you got on. Did you get the answers right? Did you get them wrong? And I think actually you should choose a punishment for Taylor.
Yes.
So let us know how you think we should punish Taylor
What
for
is
losing.
going on
Leave
here?
a comment and just let us know. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we should wrap up here because we've just proved Taylor is actually stupid.
Sorry, Taylor.
She don't know nothing.
Damn it! I got one wrong. I
I'm
can't list
actually
this
so
myself.
angry
So
right now.
how do you want to punish Taylor? Let
I
us know.
think what we should do is we should just write a comment in below about my new podcast, which is going to be me by myself not getting abuse from my sisters because, quite frankly, I'm tired of it and I quit.
Every episode you're going to try and prove you're so smart.
Every episode it's just me telling you facts that are right. Okay.
Anyway, so thank you so much for joining us. This was the Logan's World. We hope you've had just a bit of fun, a bit of respite. Let us know what you would like to hear next week.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter at The Logan's World, and our other episodes of our podcasts are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you'd like to listen.
See you next week.
Bye!
Bye.
It's the Logan Show.